Hello, everybody. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. We have the pleasure of being with the attorney Clyde Mathis, and he's going to talk to us about gerrymandering and what's going on because there was so much going on with Alabama boycotting, different things going on, and we know it affects all of us, especially the African American community. Can you just tell me first what gerrymandering is?
So gerrymandering is in small terms, is basically someone redrawing a district based upon somebody's political party. So if you have multiple cities, little counties, or whatever, they redraw the district upon how that particular party is voted and make sure they stay in power.
Okay. All right. And so when they changed the maps, so I was asking you about the map change. You said they don't have to draw a straight line, or it's not a
No,
box.
it's not a box. It's not a square. It's not a line. Gerrymandering is basically if you are in this particular district, like District 23, District 36, or whatever, you have an area, and you can draw the map. However, that it pretty much promotes your party to make sure that your party votes are being accounted for, or make sure that you have the proper amount of representation of that particular county, city, or area of that's being gerrymandered.
Okay. Now, when they're doing this in predominantly the South, because they said all roads lead to the South, all right, and they are doing it for in a time when it shouldn't be done because it's supposed to be every 10 years.
Okay, so typically the census is done every 10 years. However, they're gerrymandering, redrawing districts, not within the 10-year period or within a certain time period that normally that districts are drawn. So they're doing it a little bit early, or they're doing it maybe 13 years out or whatever. But with the new Supreme Court decision, they can redraw the districts within a certain time limit and how they want to do it based upon their political party.
Now, this is what I want to know.
Okay.
How can this backfire? What can be done for this to backfire?
So from my research, typically, census is done every 10 years. However, from my understanding is that a lot of times when people are redrawing the districts, they're using not new data or old data. So someone may have died, or people have moved. People may have, change their political parties. So in 10 years, things could change a whole lot. I mean, you can look at your particular area where you live. You can see in 10 years, maybe there was a convenience store there. Now it's like a whole shopping plaza. So even with COVID, people from different areas have moved into your area. So they're probably, in my opinion, using old data from years ago, so it likely could backfire into a particular party. I'm not going to say Republican, Democrat, or whatever, but that particular party data from old data could backfire on that particular party with the gerrymandering.
Well, I'm so glad you came by today because you are a great supporter, as you have on one of our Negro League shirts. And, and to me, although it's a lot of noise in the air, I think it's important that we stop and know someone who knows what's going on from an attorney's view to tell us what we need to do and encouraging us to vote, because voting is our right. And it's great that this, and I would say it's great that it's happening. It's a light to make us aware of what happens if we don't vote.
And I agree. Voting is very important, but I think voting is a partial remedy to the answer. I think we need people to go out and actually run for office that actually align with progressive, the way that you think, or a way that you can see your particular community evolving, or how you want it to evolve. I think right now that progression and regression are running simultaneously, and it's a time now where we need actually people to go out and actually run for office,
Wow,
not
that's
actually
great.
vote for someone, because voting is partially the problem, but when you run into office, you can actually make a huge difference. And also voting, you can actually make a difference. So I just encourage everyone to vote. I encourage everybody to go to these commission meetings, the commissioner meetings, these local committee meetings, any type of meeting that you go to that you can, maybe they sometimes even have them on Zoom. So you don't even have to leave the privacy of your own home. Go out and be informed. Be an
'Cause
informed voter.
sorry to cut in, but I know our commissioner. He said, "Come on, Evelyn, come to this meeting." Okay, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Anyway, thank you so much, and your continued support. Have a great time in Portugal. Glad I'm dressing you for Portugal. Take care.
I can't wait. I will be sending you pictures. So you guys, shout out to my girl Evelyn. She's doing a great thing, and I always come in sports. And I'm actually going to bring my mom here next week, so you guys get to meet my mom next week.
Okay, but listen, everybody. This is the most famous couch. Now, this couch, when you see this, I told you I'm not AI. These are things I'm working on behind you. You see the fabric, you see the garments and everything. So when you come in, this is what we do at Evelyn's Creations, because there was a time we were making clothes from flour sacks, y'all.
Oh, wow.
Flour sacks. Guess what? We done made it to the big time now.
Okay.
Bye-bye, everybody.